I don't think any of us saw this coming. How's it going, guys? Tavius Plays here, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I want to go over one Warlock exotic armor piece that recently got a rework, and it's going to be a game changer for all Warlocks out there, especially since the recent nerf to the Geomax stabilizers. I'll go over the exotic, the changes to it, the subclass tree I'll be using it with, and the weapons to supplement this build and get our supers fast. But first, if you get any value out of this video, please don't forget to like and heavy attack that subscribe button to support my channel. Now, let's jump into the video. The Warlock exotic armor piece I'm referring to is the Stormdancer's Brace. This exotic chest piece was released with the Shadowkeep expansion and is now in the random exotic drop loot pool. You may even find it with Xur if you don't have it. Bungie recently adjusted some exotic armor pieces to bring down the ones that were overpowered and give a little buff to the ones that were underperforming, and this is one of them. The old exotic armor perk is Ascending Amplitude. Each enemy you defeat with Stormtrance increases the damage you deal with Stormtrance. But now Bungie has added more to it. It also refunds up to 50% of your super energy after your super ends, based on the number of kills. This is going to make this exotic chest piece a go-to for many Warlocks, including me, as this will make top and bottom arc trees great for ad clearing and even boss damage. Plus, getting 50% of your super back when your super ends is gonna be so good. Pair these with some thresh weapons, collect orbs of power, and maybe some charge with light or elemental well mods to get your super energy, and you get your super back immediately. Now let's go over a build. The subclass tree I will be using is the Attunement of Conduction, top tree arc. It has really been a minute since I used this tree. Let's go over its perks. Chain Lightning. This electrocuting melee ability chains lightning from the struck target to nearby enemies. Then we have Arc Web. Enemies damaged by your grenades chain deadly lightning to nearby enemies. Each grenade or melee chain returns grenade energy. I love the chain lightning part of this tree. It's so fun and effective when there's lots of ads, and you can trigger it with your grenade or your melee. Next up is Ionic Blink. Activate to teleport during Stormtrance. Honestly, I hardly ever use this because it uses a chunk of your super to teleport, but it is useful in PvP if you need to quickly get closer to players or avoid a rocket or sniper. And last we have Transcendence. When cast with full grenade and melee energy, Stormtrance lasts longer and fully regenerates your health. I've tested this, and casting Stormtrance with full melee and grenade gives you extra 4 seconds in super, so it's a good thing to strategically wait to cast your super until your abilities are full to have a longer lasting super, and as a bonus fully restores your health. Now let's go over the weapons I'll be using and why. It comes down to preference, to be honest, but this is what works for me. Feel free to replace a weapon or two if you like. On my kinetic slot, I'm using the new auto rifle for Season of the Splicer, the Chroma Rush, with Heating Up and Thresh to get some super energy with kills. I love this auto rifle. For my energy weapon, I'll be using the exotic bow Trinity Gall with its catalyst. The intrinsic trait is Split Electron. Fires an arrow that splits when released. Aiming down sights and fully drawing the bow both decrease the spread. And the exotic weapon perk is Lightning Rod. Precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities. Reason I wanted to bring this bow into my build is because bows are able to stun overload champions, which everyone knows are the most annoying kind of champions there are. This bow's catalyst allows your lightning rod perk to trigger from any arc damage final blow, so getting a kill with your melee, grenade, or super will proc lightning rod on this bow. Also, the bow will generate orbs of power with kills, so this bow paired with the exotic chest piece will get us almost instant supers. For my heavy weapon, I'm swapping between a linear fusion rifle, the Corsair's Wrath, a sword, and a machine gun. Linear fusion rifles are able to stun unstoppable champions, so the Corsair's Wrath will be my choice, with Outlaw and also Thresh for super energy. If I don't need Unstoppable for the activity I'm doing, I'll switch to my machine gun, the Swarm, or the Eternity's Edge sword. With these weapons, I'd cover all my champion mods for any activity that requires them. Auto Rifle Anti-Barrier, Bows Overload, and Linear Fusion Rifle Unstoppable. If you're playing with friends, you can coordinate with them to use champion mods so you don't have to cover all of them, but I like to be ready for any champion myself. For my stats, I'm going for Intellect at tier 9 with a cooldown of 3 minutes 52 seconds if you do nothing, and Melee at tier 7 with a cooldown of 45 seconds to get your melee back. Good for those chain lightning punches. Now let's go over our armor and armor mods. On my helmet, I just have Intellect, an auto rifle targeting, and Elemental Charge to become charged with light by picking up Elemental Wells. These Elemental Wells also grant energy to your abilities, so make sure to pick them up. On my arms, I have Intellect, auto rifle anti-barrier, and Elemental Light. Defeating combatants with your super spawns an Elemental Well that matches your subclass type. So kills with your super will spawn Elemental Wells, and picking them up will grant energy to your abilities and grant you charge with light. Now let's talk about the exotic chest piece that recently got a rework, the Stormdancer sprays. The exotic armor perk is Ascending Amplitude. Each enemy you defeat with Stormtrance increases the damage you deal with Stormtrance. The addition to this exotic is that now it will also refund up to 50% of your super depending on the amount of kills you get with your super. This might just break the game. The mods I've applied to the chest piece are Intellect, a melee damage resistance, and linear fusion rifle reserves, which you would change depending on which heavy weapon you prefer. On my boots I have Intellect again, Innervation, which reduces grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb power, and Absolution, reduces all ability cooldown each time you pick up an orb power. And lastly, on my class item, I have Intellect, Distribution, reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near enemies, and Energy Converter. While charged with light, using your grenade attack grants you super energy, consuming all stacks of charge with light. The more stacks you have, the more energy you gain, up to 50% of your super energy. So let's recap real quick in 6 steps. Number 1, our super kills will spawn Elemental Wells, which will grant you energy to your abilities plus charge with light. 2, activating your super with both grenade and melee energy full grants you a longer super so you can stack more kills with it, plus full health. 3, getting as many kills as possible with your super will refund you super energy up to 50% of your super bar. 4, while charged with light, throwing a grenade consumes your charged with light stacks into super energy. Number 5, your arc abilities and super will proc Lightning Rod on your bow, and bow kills will spawn Orbs of Power. And number 6, both your auto rifle and linear fusion rifle have thresh, so more super energy, plus able to use anti-barrier and unstoppable mods. And there you have it guys, a build that no one saw coming simply because no one was expecting a rework of the exotic chest piece Stormdancer's Brace. Like I said, you can replace weapons for other weapons of your preference. You could use the exotic pulse rifle Bad Juju for super energy and good against unstoppable champions. With an energy bow like Arsenic Bite or the Imperial Needle from Season of the Chosen, you have many choices, the choice is yours. Do me a favor and don't forget to like and heavy attack that subscribe button if you got any value out of this video. 90% of you guys aren't subscribed and it really helps my channel grow. If you want to get in touch with me, you can follow me on Instagram at Tavius Plays. Thank you all so much for watching till the end, and if you want to check other informative videos, you can click right here.